Jack, got the Cage Warriors belt on your shoulder, I guess. Tell me, how does it feel?
A little bit surreal. Been a long time coming. I called for it originally back this time last year when I fought in Belgium. I was told March, number one contender in March, and I was told June. I got injured. And I was told September, and then September fell through. So it's been a year in the making, but it feels good to finally get hold of it, and then let's keep it here for a while.
Like you said, a year in the making, but also the biggest platform, I guess, in Cage Warriors history. Like, a lot of pressure coming in, or did it just feel like another fight?
I suppose to a lot of people it would probably seem like pressure, but to me I just thrive off scenarios like that. The bigger the stakes, the better I perform. The bigger the stakes, the better the opponent, the better Jack show you'll see. And I think that show tonight, probably toughest opponent to date. And I beat him at his own game, and that was always the plan going in. I knew my ability, and thankfully everything went to plan.
How did he feel in there? Like, obviously he backed you up against the fence pretty early, but he managed to get the trip. Like, how did he feel strength-wise?
Yeah, I mean, he was strong, but I didn't feel outstrengthened in it at all. I felt technically in the clinch that I had the advantage. He did catch me with a nice little trip, but I think that was mainly due to me getting my own legs tangled. Just a bit of sloppiness on my part, but I didn't feel outstrengthened at all. I felt, if anything, I felt like I was the stronger and the bigger man in there.
You went for about 20 rear naked chokes throughout the fight. Like, what was stopping you getting that? Was it just his neck?
I think it was the blood. I think he had a little cut above his eye, and also with the sweat and the blood pump. It wasn't a big cut, but under them lights, the blood flows fast. And a couple of times I had it under the throat, but it just seemed to just keep sliding up. I got at the neck crank from the rear naked choke position, but because of the sweat and the blood, just kept sliding. His forearm just kept sliding across his chin. Sorry, kept sliding across my forearm a little bit, and it just prevented me. So my corner just said, look, just pin the arm and keep striking. It's too slippery for that.
Nakandeo was also undefeated. Do you feel like you proved a big point here tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think I proved to a lot of people that, I don't know what's wrong. Every time I have a fight, people seem to doubt me for the next one. Oh, his opponent's not that good. Oh, he's fighting nobody's this and that. I've been saying it for a long time. I'm top level, top tier, whether they wanted to accept it or not. And now I think they can't really say anything now. Everyone was saying coming into this was a 50-50 fight on paper. People were saying he was going to manhandle me, and what was he going to do? And what was I going to do when he got me down? But I showed that I can compete at that top level with these top guys, and obviously come up with the finishes as well, like I like to do.
Were you surprised at all at how dominant you were? It was a really dominant performance. He was in top position in the second round, but then immediately, as soon as you stood up, you took him down again, and he did a lot more damage there. I think a lot of people were surprised how one-sided it was, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't say surprised. I expected it to be a little bit more 50-50 in the first round. Obviously, coming in fresh, I expect him to be strong, a lot stronger, and a lot, trying to put that grind on me a little bit more. But I just, once I got that trip on that half guard, I'm good from me. I can control anyone from there. I knew once I hit that early that I could start to weigh him down, and I felt him getting more tired then in the second and the third round, and I was able to get more damage off, which ultimately led to the finish.
Scott Malone feels like he's undeniable now in terms of he got his first round win tonight as well. Would you entertain a title defence against Scott?
I'm open. I always say, I'll fight anybody. I don't get paid to matchmake. I get paid to fight. So if Ian and Graham want me to fight Scott, then I'll fight Scott. If they want me to fight someone else, then I'll fight someone else. I do need a little break. Two tough camps back to back. A couple of little niggles I need to let heal up. But I'm sure they'll be back to Wales early next year, and I'll be happy to sell this place out again.
It was an unbelievable reception you got from the crowd, as you always do here, but was it something special tonight to come out and hear everybody cheering you on?
Yeah, it seemed a little bit, last time was nuts, but this time, I had a feeling it'd be a little bit louder. I sold a lot of tickets for this fight, so I had that feeling it would be a little bit better and a little bit louder than it was, coming out. I really felt it, and I think it pushed me on there a little bit as well. I knew I had a point to prove. But they definitely spurred me on, especially when I was in that top position. I could hear the crowd getting louder as the ref was talking to him. So it does give you that little bit of push. And like I said in there, I'll never be able to. There you go. I'll never be able to repay all the people for the support they give me.
Have you been able to talk to your father? He looked quite emotional there as the belt was put around your waist.
Not properly. He's by there now, but not properly. You just. Yeah, a little cry in there, like I knew he would. He was the same when Marshall won the belt, but it's a big moment for him, like it is for me. So we'll have a tidy chat now in the car on the way home.
To win the belt is obviously special, but to win it in your hometown, I can't imagine how that must feel.
Yeah, every fight's a big one, but when it's in Wales, like I said before the fight, to fight for a world title is a big deal, and then to do it on 100 and to do it in your backyard is 3 times as big. So it's always a big deal for me to fight in Wales, but to win this belt, my first world title, is something I'll never forget and something no one will be able to take away from me.